Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my fellow tribe members, Brian,
Hello.
Kevin,
Hello.
Brett.
What's up?
We are all united here. We are here for Survivor episode 5. This is season 44, the third turd. That was a line from Carolyn early on in the episode talking about how there's only 3 left in Tika, and she feels like she doesn't want to be like the third one left out. Tika really being a major focus of the episode where, again, we're going to jump around a little bit, just react wholesome really to the episode, but they lose again. They stink. They're going to tribal again. We'll talk about the fake idol stuff and whatever. But the reason I'm jumping ahead there is really to very much talk about the result of the episode here. And it's Dum Dum Matthew, him and his dumb shoulder, getting eliminated 9 days after that dum fell down a rock that dum didn't need to be climbing. We talked about this back in episode 1, so don't think I'm like revisionist history. You guys can go back and watch our reviews. This is the first episode you're seeing. That asshole got himself hurt for no reason. He should have went home then. He's been in a sling ever since. Why did the other dude, episode 1, he bumped his head and had to go home instantly? They evacuated him off the island like he was like had a disease, like on Last of Us. But this dude literally can't do anything with his arm, and they've let him hang for 9 days, and they burned a tribal council. I don't like Survivor without tribal council. Like The Bachelor without a goddamn rose ceremony. And like, I actually thought this episode had a making of a cool, dramatic ending, and it sucked. I'm sorry. I'm saying my piece. Brian, you go, and then guys, whatever you think.
Yeah, I thought it was bad too. It's my least favorite episode of the season, and mainly because there's no tribal council. You can't have a Survivor episode without tribal council unless it's the finale. That's it.
I just thought it was boring. There was nothing accomplished. Nothing happened, period, except for that guy leaving. But stuff would have happened if that guy didn't leave. So I don't know. But it was very just dull.
I wish he left and then they still went to tribal council because I really wanted to know who was getting put out of those 3 because they kept going back and forth. You had the gay alliance and then the Carolyn try to get everyone else in her alliance and get Josh out because the bro down. She didn't want the bro around.
The meat wagon.
Yeah, the meat wagon. They kind of just lumped him into the meat wagon, and she's like, "Yep, I'm not a part of that. Screw them. Get rid of Josh. He's got to go." And then we had his backstory too. So I'm like, "Oh man, I guess we are going to lose Josh." And then nothing. But yeah, I knew this was going to happen the moment they were showing more stuff about his shoulder. I'm like, "Yep, we're not getting a tribal tonight."
The mass snitching that will be next week. Everybody's going to snitch everybody out next week. I kind of want to we'll go into some of the details of the episode. We had a run of the mill kind of immunity challenge, all that type of stuff. But a point you were talking about with the guys kind of pre-show, I heard actually right when I was walking into the lobby, I do think that like the 3 tribe thing is tough. I personally, I'm glad you said that because I don't know, and I love to know like what the audience thinks, but like I have a harder time following the 3 tribes, man. Like if they were just 2 groups of people, I think I'd be even more engaged with them. But even with like my note taking, I'm jumping around between the 3. And I don't know. I just don't really know why that's necessary. You guys are more Survivor historians than me. I've only really started when we started reviewing the show. What was the impetus and how do you guys feel about 2 versus 3 tribes?
I mean, I think Kevin and I are going to be like step here. 2, we've always said 2 is better than 3. I know in the past they've done it once in a while, but it wasn't all the time. And I just feel like, especially if it's sped up, you can't build relationships, especially in this season when you're just literally taking a person and moving them to the left or right. And I think when there's 2 tribes, you can build those alliances, and then it goes into merge. And it's like we have the 1-person advantage. Like that's the whole point, is you want to winning immunity challenge matters more because you have the numbers and you can go in and start taking people out.
I think it's nice to get a mix, maybe 3 or 2 and mix it up each season. But yeah, at this point, I definitely want 2 tribes back. I mean, I know I just saw 2 tribes in the Australian Survivor and it was great. I think I do like it better as 2, but I wish with the 3, they just maybe started as 3, then put them into 2 and put them into merge. Instead, they did this stupid crap last week where they switched 1 person from each tribe, gave them all an idol, and then only one of them even went to tribal. So are these idols all dead next week, or was that whole episode a waste as well? Because I didn't like that.
They're gone.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. I don't know. I just I mean, I definitely like the 2 better than three aspect of it all. But I think like on top of it, them shortening the season in general just takes away even more of that getting to know like camaraderie and like alliances being built, alliances being broken, and like the ins and outs of what's going on. Like Brett said, like the most recent Australian Survivor had it, and that was the best part. Was like listening to people build alliances, have top threes at like 10 people still left. You know what I mean? And then those things getting broken, people holding that seriously. Like it's like 10 times better. But this one, you just don't, you get to know like a certain little bit about each individual person. And then they have to throw in like their at home life too. So it's like,
what I like, what you guys are kind of all mentioning, and kind of even to Brian's point, I was thinking about it. If you go into the merge with just the two tribes, right? You're talking about maybe you have a 1-person advantage, 2-person advantage. I like when they go in and they have the situations where like the 1-person advantage, because in my mind, I'm like, who's going to betray that group?
Right.
Eventually?
Yes.
Like someone's going to turn on the
deal.
big group at some point. Like that's what I want to wait for. I don't need 15 idols, 12 twists, 4 island trips. Like I literally just need like a couple cool twists in a whole season and the 1 or 2 big betrayals that come with like who's going to screw the big tribe over, right? Like that's the type of stuff I want to see. And I don't think we don't get that anymore with the 3, especially with like everybody for the most part just getting along. Honestly, no one's is anyone in a fight right now?
No. And another thing about
there's a secret relationship, but that's about it.
And Bill, going off of what you said, like with 2 tribes, like I liked when there was like it was 4-4, and then 1 person was like the swing. So like these 4 people are trying to like court that person, and the other 4 are trying to court him, and it was like I felt like there was more politicking than there is now, and it to me like those idols like just shake everything up. It used to be like more mental, and Kevin, you liked when it was meant when you actually had to play the game. I just feel like there's less gameplay because there's more pieces of idols, and that's just. I mean, I've been saying that forever, but it
just makes every tribunal like a lottery. Like, if you just happen to have an idol that week, which there's a very good chance at this point that you might, you're safe.
There's like no votes getting cast because these tribes are so small that and people missing votes and stuff that we're getting like maybe 4 or 5 votes getting cast at each one of these tribals, which is insane.
Well, Carol, is it Carol or Carolyn?
Carolyn.
She had like some little blurb tonight where she was like, and I pulled off a successful blind side. It's like, so you convinced 1 person to like join your side. Like it's not,
please, Jesus.
That's not like a game move.
A 4-person tribe.
Yeah. Like, I don't really know how much of a blind side that was.
One thing we should talk about just from tonight's episode, because we didn't get the tribal, we had a moment I think that would have been way more highlighted in our brains, but it was Josh's fake idol and getting, very much exposed by Jam Jam, Bam Bam, Yam Yam, and Carolyn. I would have loved to see the tribal because I would have loved the chance that maybe still like Jam Jam screws her over, right? Like that tribal was going to be really intriguing, right? Like, and she has an idol, right? So like she could have played hers. So like there was like 7 different things that could have happened in that tribal. And that's what I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be going 3 people, but with like 1 idol in play, but I don't know about that idol, but I lie, like we got robbed of that, right? And now we're never getting that tribal because they're going to merge. So we never were going to know how that was going to play out. That's like that stupid TikTok I threw up with Jeff saying this was going to happen, but now this has happened. So who knows what's going to happen? It's like, that's every episode of every reality show, Jeff. Thank you.
And even you go, Brett.
I was just gonna say, I think they were going to vote out Josh, but it would have been interesting just because, they both would have either gone to Josh or then Josh was like, hey, Carolyn, let's flip on Yam Yam, or Josh and Yam Yam, hey, let's vote out Carolyn. So they all only have to convince one person to get the other, that they can pick that target or then just pick that target. So it would have been interesting to see, but we won't get that now.
And I was talking to Brett before Kevin Bill got on, and they used to like even earlier this season, when somebody gets medically eliminated, they still go to tribal. Like I don't know why they get a lifeline this time. Like they can go to merge with 2 people, one less person
schedule they have, right? They probably got the stupid dead set schedule on here. I don't know why they're rushing. They literally have like permanent studios there in Fiji. Like, what is the rush? Well, again, that's why I go back to episode 1 with that medical DQ. what was the rush? Now they're bringing the guy back for the next season because he literally they're like, oh yeah, we definitely jumped the gun on this. It's like, come on now, like let's just take a step here. We don't need to know that you actually had an extra day. Let us find out after the fact. Like, I don't care. Or just say, you know what, the game has changed and it's actually going to be 3 days longer. Like, just do anything like that. No one's going to care. Like, viewer wise, I don't care about what happens to them.
Well, it would have been shorter. I mean, if they voted out somebody this episode, they're now missing one person. So that's 3 days shorter. But they could have just changed the challenge at the end. Like on the Australian one, they just did something where a challenge was, we're not going to tribal, but you're getting a vote to vote out a jury member. And so that maybe they could have done something like that, like vote out a jury
that's
member.
cool.
They
you
won't
get the
never see
veto,
that
you get the
stuff on
pardon one off. That's cool. Like that. I like that a lot.
Before.
They're so
Yeah,
stuck.
but their tribals are like smaller, I think. Don't you think? Brett? I feel like the juries in American Survivor is like there's like 12 people, but in Australian it's
Is it
like
9?
6. It's like 7 or something.
I'm not sure.
9, right?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
was 7
Honestly, I don't
Australia.
remember. It just felt like a lot bigger.
9 times. Yeah, I mean that's all I could say. I thought the episode was going to be good at the end. Like it was mediocre going into it, but I did the drama of that tribal we were supposed to have. That guy with Mike, what did I say? Mike with his stupid shoulder.
Yeah, kick rocks, dude. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Don't
we're
feel
gonna
bad.
have to, Brian. We're gonna have to clip this because watch this guy watch Mike be at Hearts of Reality in December.
I don't care, man. You can't climb a rock
Right.
like that like on day one. You're an idiot.
I bet he's going to get invited back with the other guy that got eliminated.
No. He was there for 9 days.
Dude,
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying, Bill, but Brett's right. Like this guy like was a super fan. Yeah, like he's gonna get
okay. If he's a super fan, why is he being so dumb?
Because he's a stupid fan.
Right. Why don't you go on Survivor? Why don't we start making Survivor videos for you? We've never tried that.
It's the hardest game to win. I probably wouldn't win because the exact same thing.
You don't need to win.
Danny and Brandon were like, we're the type of guys that get targeted, the meat guys. So like, you know,
you
it's
just
to
then
Brett's
win
too
the damn
tough.
challenges.
He's too tough.
Win the challenges, Brett, and don't fall off a rock. Just don't do too much.
Yeah, these people are not that smart on the show. You can figure them out.
But I did like Danny and Brandon's alliance and how they completely disregarded Carolyn at the.
For sure. She sat down
But
there.
I also
She's gonna go
Dude, that was
farther than both of them.
that was absolutely hilarious. And
I thought she like went to do a confessional or something at one point when I didn't see her on camera, but no, she was just sitting
They
there.
were broing hard.
right. Yeah, and then they cut to her and she's like, bro, they just stopped talking about me. You're talking to me. That really was
like
funny.
she was about to get voted out at her tribal, and
Right. It did not matter.
You are
Yeah.
still there. Yeah, you can be on our team. You're athletic. That's cool. We'll take you in. But I'm mad
Congrats.
that they didn't have any sort of like. I wish there was an idol at Reward, even though there's a lot of idols.
Congrats to Ratu, though. They did win the immunity challenge. It was a challenge that you've seen before. They were tied together. They went through sticks. They filled water buckets. And then, God damn it, if I have to see another goddamn ball get put in another goddamn hole on another goddamn board on Survivor again, guys, I'm going to waterboard myself. That has got to be the most one of the right. Is that got to be a top 5 overused thing in Survivor? Right. The maze ball bullshit.
Yeah, they don't have any of the good challenges anymore.
It's always going to be. They only do like 4 different types of challenges and just rotate them.
We should do some
we need
rankings.
to retro an old season, and
We should do some rankings of like Survivor challenges, Survivor players, things like that. I think like you, especially you guys, I think that would be cool to do episodes like top 5s of things.
we can find a way to piss people off. That's for sure.
And then
The
maybe do
greatest
like
ones
TikTok
are the-
versions of them for sure.
But, like,
people.
Putting their hands on each other, like where they have to pull each other off of poles or fight each other to score a ball.
They don't do that anymore, man. The show is so
This guy
discounted since
It's like the challenge.
It's not that good.
Yeah, they just keep getting weaker and weaker.
Yep.
Make sure you're
do you
checking
all
out
think?
all of our videos and reviews. We have a lot of stuff going on the YouTube channel. We also have a lot going on our TikTok. So make sure you're subscribed to both of them. Chiefly, Brian just finished Love Island season 9. It was 63 episodes. He did 63 1-minute reviews. We also do reality TV news and funny comedy clips on there as well. So something for everyone. But like I said, as far as the YouTube, we are covering basically any kind of franchise you'd like to see. If you don't see it on our channel, ask. We'll give it a shot. But until next time, for myself, Brian, Brett, and Kevin, thank you. Peace.
So
What
yeah.
did Matthew do?